How's it going, people? This is ArdieClicks. My name is Ardie, and well, this is one of our very first videos on the vlog that I have, and well, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce to you one of my best new friends. This is Eric Corpuz. Eric,
hey,
how's it going?
Hey, Ardie. I'm good.
Right now, may I have the name of your leather crafting business? That would be
EA Leather Handcrafted.
There you go. EA Leather Handcrafted. Okay, I have a little bit of a story to tell you before we get started. Well, as you know, I am a fan of vintage cameras, vintage lenses, and I've been shooting since I can't remember, and I can't tell you, that's gonna reveal my age. But anyway, I started collecting vintage cameras a few years back, and I happened to chance on a very nice classic camera. It's a Leica 3D, and it's roughly 65 years old, so you know that's a lot of time, 6 decades and a half. And if you actually could look at the camera, it's coated with vulcanite. Vulcanite is some kind of rubberized kind of leather material that's coating the camera, but you could imagine in 6.5 decades it would get brittle, it would get dry, it gets exposed to different kinds of weathers and conditions. So naturally we'd have a little bit of a problem with it, as opposed to other cameras out there that are really well kept. This has been, well, not exactly abused, but it's gone through a lot. When it's finally in my possession, there's a little bit of a problem right there. I just paid for it, and I was pretty happy about it, but it started to crack up. The rest of the camera is fine. It's well kept, it's in great working order, but I want it to be as perfect as possible. So there's my dilemma. What I did was, I posted my little problem on Facebook and looked around for leather crafters who might be interested and would be challenged enough to take on my little bit of a offer to sort of like work with me and collaborate on putting this together. And guess what? Eric is the only person who really basically answered. No, with that kind of courage to say, okay, I can do that. So Eric, take it away. How did you get started? What was the first thing that went through your mind when you saw my post?
First off, I'm a photographer.
All right.
And I love vintage stuff. I'm a collector of vintage camera as well. And I have an old Canon.
Okay.
But it's in perfect shape. But when I saw your camera, I said, I can do this. I can just wrap leather in it, on it.
That's great. That's great. Well, you know what? Eric here has been posting a lot of stuff lately as well, and you know, we share a lot of interests together. Basically, you know, watches, like, you know, I got a leather strap on my watch, and Eric is a very exacting craftsman, a great artisan, and a person who's so devoted and passionate about his craft. I've seen his products. You can follow him on Instagram, and you can find exactly what he's been posting so far, and you'd be amazed with the kind of perfection, the kind of precision that goes through all his handcrafted products. So that is exactly the kind of passion that I'm looking for with the Leica 3D reskin project. So what I did was, after getting to communicate with Eric, I ordered some pieces of leather that might work with reskinning the Leica 3D. And well, I sent it over to Eric. What was your first thought?
I said, we have the same exact skins.
Okay.
Really? When I saw the snake skin, I texted you immediately. I said, I think we got the skin from the same manufacturer.
Oh, cool.
Snake.
Okay.
But same supplier.
Great. All right. You told me it was a bit thin?
It's a bit thin.
Okay.
It's a bit thin compared to the vulcanite.
Right.
So I needed something that's like a little bit thicker, but not so thick.
Was it difficult to put it together?
At first, the challenge was to get a pattern that's exact fit, because when you cut the skin, you only have one snake skin.
Right.
And you have to choose the good side of the skin.
Right.
Because the other side, it has some imperfections and some holes in it.
Right.
I said I needed this to be like just one-time cutting.
There you go.
But if I mess up, I mess it up. So I'm going to use the other skin.
Right.
But my first choice was really the grayish brown.
Right. And the scaling is kind of more more defined, and it's more exotic that way.
It looks
And
more
plus,
macho.
There you go, more masculine, exactly. Okay, so Eric's been telling me that the snake skin is really delicate, and it's like wood. It has a grain direction, so if you rub it the wrong way, you're gonna regret it. So in order to preserve the way it looks as perfect as it is, well, actually, we toyed with the idea of putting a coating on it,
Yes.
but you said otherwise because it's gonna.
It'll look plasticky.
It will look plasticky, and it's gonna, basically ruin what he's so carefully put together. So the next best thing was for him to create a carrying case. All right. So this fits perfectly into the carrying case. All right. It's made of is that Crazy Horse leather?
No,
This
that's
is, what do you call this?
pull-up leather.
Pull-up leather. All right. But anyway, it's sturdy and it's thick, and it's gonna protect the entire Leica 3D body while I'm using it. So perfect for actual use. So, but if you want to display the camera, then you just take it off the casing. There you go. But Eric was not content with coming up with this one. Why is that?
I figured that the dark, brooding look of this snake skin really needs something that's really aged, brooding also.
All right.
Like something more masculine. So I got this letter, and then I said, "Wow, it's a perfect match." Because when you see, it's more the first this was like flimsy.
Flimsy.
It was okay, but then this leather is more sturdy and thicker, and it's a snug fit.
This is snug fit. Yeah.
So even if you don't take the camera off the case, it looks perfectly fine.
That's great. Well, yeah, it does look a lot more rustic, but the fact that it's darker hue, darker shade, it matches the snake skin a lot better. Plus, it fits. It's more snug. Great. So as it is so handsome. so good job, Eric. This is fantastic. All right. There you go. That is a Leica 3D reskin project by EA Leathercraft. Is that right?
Leather handcrafted.
Leather Handcraft. There you go. All right. So, if they want to contact you,
We have a Facebook page, EA Leather Handcrafted, and same goes with Instagram.
EA Leather
thing.
Handcrafted.
Yes.
All right. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope
Well,
you
thank
find
you.
the kind of materials you're looking for. But I know exactly what you're aiming at because, pieces with a bit of history is actually something that would mean more to you eventually in the long run, and it would, it's not just the cost of acquiring it or the cost of having it made or basically just owning it, but the fact that it has a bit of history behind it, a story to tell, it makes it a lot more interesting. So,
Yes.
and that goes exactly for my Leica 3D. It's an old camera, and I've been able to visit the home of Leica itself in Westphal in Germany, but that's for another video. But then again, it makes it a lot more important to me that a fellow passionate artist has been able to translate his work into something that's so spectacular from my Leica 3D. So once again, Eric, it's been a pleasure, and I am
It's
so
been a
thankful,
pleasure
very
also.
grateful that you actually stepped up to the challenge.
You're welcome.
All right, okay. So this has been Ardie for ArdieClicks. Catch you back on the next video. Goodbye.